Greetings! My name is Dr. Fuller. I would like to introduce you to the mathematical world around you. Let's answer the question, why is there a letter in my math problem? To begin with, we need to talk about something called algebra. Algebra is one of the major areas of mathematics and allows us to model situations. With algebra, we can model situations with unknown values and understand relationships. Life often presents us with problems where we do not know all of the information changes, or the information depends on some other factor. Ancient civilizations in Babylon, China, Egypt, Greece, and India developed algebraic principles because algebra was so important. Algebra is important today because it is the foundational way to solve problems in other areas of mathematics, such as statistical reasoning, calculus, and geometry. We tend to think about algebra in jobs like engineering, medicine, science, and accounting. However, algebra appears in life, from completing chores around the house, to creating a budget and paying bills, to personal income. Algebra also teaches us how to think mathematically and logically. Being able to understand situations, gather and evaluate information, and make decisions based on facts is a part of life. Therefore, so is algebra. In my mathematical world, I have one little problem. I am going on a trip, and I want to ensure I have enough money. One expense is the cost of gas, which depends on the price per gallon. Since I do not know what the cost of gas is right now, I cannot write a number. I could draw a picture, but this could become inconvenient, so we use a letter instead. I will use the letter G to represent the price of gas. In mathematics, we call the letter G a variable. The variable is one of the most important concepts in algebra. A variable is a symbol that represents an unknown value or one that changes. For simplicity, we usually use a letter. Suppose I know I will need 10 gallons of gas. We can represent this situation with the expression 10G. A common way of seeing algebra is in what is called an expression. An expression is a term or a collection of terms joined together with addition and subtraction. An expression does not contain an equal sign. The 10 in front of the variable g is called a coefficient. This expression represents the cost of 10 gallons of gas because 10 times the price equals the price for 10 gallons. I know I will need $25 for food along with the cost of gas. An expression representing money needed for the trip could be 10G plus 25. Each item in this expression is called a term. Terms can be a constant, a variable, or the product of a numerical coefficient and a variable. As we saw from the previous example, the first term, 10G, is the product of a coefficient and a variable. This term represents the total cost of gas for the trip. In this expression, the term 25G is called a constant. It represents the dollars needed for food. Any value without a variable is referred to as a constant. Once we join two expressions with an equal sign, we call this statement an equation. The importance of the equal sign is critical here. Both sides of the equation are exactly the same, and the equal sign represents balance. Any operation performed must keep both sides of the equation balanced. Suppose I spent $50 on the trip between the cost of 10 gallons of gas and food. We could represent this situation and use this equation to calculate the cost of gas. Take a look, and you will see a mathematical world around you filled with formulas and equations. And now you know why there is a letter in my math problem. It is called a variable, and it represents a value we do not know or one that changes. You will use variables as you learn more about expressions and equations.